Imagine this. Tonight, someone comes up to you and in a very calm voice says, "Tomorrow morning at 4 a.m., you have to wake up and run 10 kilometers. Your mind instantly responds, "No way. I'm too tired. I'll do it tomorrow." And that's where it ends. But now let's change one thing. If that same person looks you in the eyes and says, "If you don't wake up at 4 a.m. tomorrow, someone you love will lose their life." Now what happens? What does your mind say now? Do you still feel tired? Do you still make excuses about sleep? No, you won't even wait for the alarm. You'll wake up on your own at 3 a.m. and not just run 10 kilometers. If needed, you'll run 20. So the question is, just a few minutes ago, the same task felt impossible. How did it suddenly become the most important thing? Where did that sudden strength come from? This is where real understanding begins. The truth is, you're not lazy. There's nothing wrong with you. In fact, you already have all the strength you need to do even the hardest things. But your mind doesn't let you use that strength. And there's a big reason for that. Your mind isn't designed to make you successful. It's designed to keep you alive. And to stay alive, one thing matters most: saving energy. That's the basic rule. Your brain follows all the time. Whatever takes the least effort is the right path. And that's where your real problem begins. Whenever you think about starting something difficult, your mind sees it as a threat. Because for it, more effort equals more energy loss. And more energy loss equals danger. So, your mind stops you. It gives you excuses. It makes you feel tired. It makes you delay. So you end up doing what's easy, what's comfortable, what feels safe. But that's a trap. Most people stay stuck in their entire lives. They know what they should do, but they still don't do it. Every night they make plans. Starting tomorrow, I'll change. Starting tomorrow, I'll focus. Starting tomorrow, I'll work hard. But when that tomorrow comes, everything stays the same. And then they blame themselves. "I'm not disciplined. I'm weak." But the real truth is, you are not the problem. Your problem is your mind. And until you understand why your mind works against you, you'll keep losing again and again. But once you understand it, you can take control of your mind. You can make it work for you instead of against you. And that's where the journey begins. The point where you stop running away from hard things and start doing them. But there's still one important question left. Why does your mind run away from difficult tasks? And the answer to that can completely change your life, because it goes much deeper than you think. This isn't just about laziness. It's about how your mind is programmed. Think about it. How many times a day does this happen? You know exactly what you should be doing, but you still don't do it? You need to study. You need to work. You need to focus on your goals. But what do? You pick up your phone, start scrolling social media, or just keep delaying things. And the strangest part is, you know you're wasting time, yet you still can't stop yourself. Why? This is where an important concept comes in: decision fatigue. It means the more decisions you make, the more mentally exhausted you become. You think you only get tired from physical work, but your brain gets tired from every single decision. From the moment you wake up, what to wear, what to eat, who to talk to, how to respond, every decision slowly drains your mental energy. And this is something most people don't even realize. Your brain doesn't have unlimited power. It has limits. Think of it like this. Your willpower is like a battery. When you wake up, it's at 100%. But as the day goes on, every decision, every distraction, every small choice keeps draining that battery. And by the end of the day, when it's finally time to do your most important work, your battery is almost at zero. And at that exact moment, what does your mind say? "Not today. I'll do it tomorrow. Let's just rest a bit." You've already done enough. And you give in, because at that point, you don't have the energy left to resist. This is where most people make a big mistake. They think, "I need to be stronger. I need more willpower." But the truth is, willpower is not the solution, because If your system is broken, no matter how much willpower you use, you'll keep failing. And that's why people keep starting, but never finish. Now think about it. If your mind itself is exhausted, why would it let you do hard things? It will always push you toward the easier path, because for your brain, that's the safest option. And this leads to a powerful realization. You don't need to fight your mind. You need to understand it, because what you don't understand, you can't control. And what you can't control, you can't win against. But once you understand it, you can win without even fighting. And that's where the game changes. Because the real problem isn't that you can't get things done. The real problem is you're trying the wrong way. And in the next part, we're going to break the biggest lie the world has believed for years. Successful people are different because they have more willpower. That's what you've been taught since childhood, that successful people can control themselves. They avoid distractions. They never procrastinate because they have a special power, willpower. And this is exactly where most people get stuck, because you think the same thing. If I had more willpower, I'd be successful too. If I could control myself, I'd be able to work hard. But the truth is, this entire idea is wrong. Willpower is not a superpower. In fact, it's a very limited resource. Think of it like this. Your willpower is like your phone battery. When you wake up in the morning, it's fully charged. You feel energized. You feel focused. You think, today, I'll get everything done. But as the day goes on, you make decisions. You resist distractions. You deal with stress. And every time, your willpower drains a little more. And by the evening, your battery is almost dead. And that's exactly the time you're supposed to work on your goals. But at that moment, what does your mind do? It convinces you that's enough for today. Just take some rest. We'll do it tomorrow with a fresh mind. And you give in, because at that point, you don't have the strength left to resist. Now think about it. If success depended only on willpower, then everyone who feels motivated in the morning would become successful. But that's not what happens. Why? Because willpower is not reliable. It's not stable. Sometimes it's there, sometimes it's not. And if you're depending on something that's unstable, how can you expect stable results? This is where successful people think differently. They don't depend on willpower. They build a system that pushes their mind in the right direction every time. No matter what their mood is, no matter how low their energy is, no matter whether they feel like it or not. And that's the real difference between average people and successful ones. Average people say, I'll work when I feel like it. Successful people say, we'll build a system where the work gets done automatically. And that mindset shift changes everything, because now you're not depending on your mood anymore. You're depending on your system. And a system doesn't fail. But there's still a big question left. If willpower doesn't work, then what is that system? And how can it bring your mind under your control? That's what we're about to understand next. A system controls your behavior, regardless of what your mind is telling you. And this is something most people don't understand. They think they need to push themselves. They need to stay motivated. But the real game is different. Your mind always chooses the easiest path. Always. It doesn't care whether that path is right or wrong. It only cares about one thing, where the least effort is required. Think of it like this. Your mind is like water. Water always flows in the direction of least resistance. If the path is clear, it keeps flowing without stopping. But if there are obstacles, it simply changes direction. Your behavior works the same way. You do what feels easy, and what feels difficult, you avoid. That's why you pick up your phone, because it's easy. You avoid work, because it feels hard. You delay things, because they require effort. And then you tell yourself, I'm not disciplined. But the truth is, your environment is pushing you in the wrong direction. And this is where a system comes in. What does a system do? It changes your environment. It arranges things around you in a way that makes the right actions easy. and the wrong action's difficult. Now think about it. If your phone is right in front of you, can you really ignore it? Probably not. But if that same phone is in another room, will you keep getting up to check it? Probably not. That's a system. You didn't force yourself. You just changed the path, and your mind automatically moved in the right direction. That's why some people seem effortlessly productive, because they don't control themselves. They control their environment, and when the environment is right, behavior changes on its own. Now here's another deep concept. Friction. Friction means how much effort it takes to do something. If something has low friction, you'll do it again and again. If something has high friction, you'll avoid it. Now think about it. Social media has zero friction. You just pick up your phone and start scrolling. But work has high friction. You have to sit down. You have to focus. You have to put in effort. That's why your mind always moves toward whatever has less friction. So what's the solution? Simple. Control the friction in your life. Reduce friction for the right actions. Increase friction for the wrong ones. That's the system. And once you start doing this, you don't need to push yourself anymore. Your behavior starts changing on its own. And that's where real control begins. But there's still one more problem. Because even if you fix your environment, there's still a voice inside you that stops you, that gives you excuses, that pulls you back at the last moment. What is that voice? And how do you deal with it? The voice that stops you, that gives you excuses, that pulls you back at the last moment. It's not something external. It's your own mind, but not your entire mind. Just one part of it. Because inside your brain, there aren't one, but two systems at work. One part is fast, emotional. It wants pleasure right now, in this moment. The other part is slow, logical. It thinks about the future. To make it simple, there's a child inside you, and there's a captain. What does the child want? Fun, right now, instantly. It doesn't want to work. It wants comfort. It wants distraction. And the captain knows what you should be doing. It makes plans, sets goals, thinks about the future. But here's the problem. The child never gets tired. It's always active. But the captain gets tired very quickly. After a full day of making decisions, resisting distractions, staying focused, it becomes weak. And the moment the captain gets weak, the child takes control. That's why you stay disciplined during the day, but lose at night. You make strong decisions in the morning, but by evening, everything falls apart. Because at that point, your captain is exhausted, and the child comes in with full force. Now think about it. If you have to fight this child every single time, can you really win? Probably not, because this fight is unfair. The child is emotional, and emotions almost always overpower logic. So, the solution isn't to defeat the child. The solution is, don't give it a chance. And this is where the system comes in again. If your environment is set up so that distractions don't even exist, what will the child do? Nothing. It won't even get the opportunity. And the captain won't have to fight at all. That's a smart way. You don't fight. You change the game. But there's something else you need to understand. Because many times, even when everything is set up perfectly, you still can't start. You know what you need to do. Your environment is right. There are no distractions. And still, you don't begin. You just keep thinking. You keep delaying. And then you convince yourself, I'll do it later. This isn't the right time. And that's the exact moment where most people lose. Because the real problem is not doing the work. The real problem is starting. And until you solve the problem of starting, everything else is useless. Because without starting, nothing ever gets finished. And this is where a simple rule comes in. One that can break this entire pattern. As you've seen, the real problem isn't doing the work. It's starting. Your mind isn't afraid of the work. It's afraid of the beginning. Because starting requires effort. There's uncertainty. And that's where the most resistance is. That's why your mind stops you right before you begin. So what's the solution? Make the start so small that your mind can't reject it. This is called the 5-minute rule. Whenever you feel like avoiding a task, just tell yourself, I'll do this in just 5 minutes. That's it. Not more. No pressure. Just start. Now think about it. Will your mind really resist 5 minutes? Probably not, because it's such a small commitment. It tells you, fine, it's just 5 minutes. And that's where everything changes, because the moment you start, your resistance begins to fade. You slowly get into the flow, and those 5 minutes turn into 10. And many times, you don't stop until the work is done. Why? Because starting is the hardest part. Everything after that gets easier. But there's one more deep concept here. Your mind doesn't change your feelings. Before action, it changes your feelings. After action, which means you don't get motivated first. You take action first, and then motivation follows. But what do most people do? They wait. I'll start when I feel motivated. And that's the biggest mistake, because motivation is never stable. It comes and goes. But action is in your control. That's why successful people don't wait for motivation. They take action, whether they feel like it or not. And over time, their mind starts seeing action as something normal. That's how habits are built. And once it becomes a habit, you don't have to think anymore. You just do it. But if you truly want to take full control of your mind, starting alone isn't enough. You have to rewire your mind. You have to teach it. That hard work isn't painful. It's rewarding. And that's where real transformation begins. Because as long as your mind believes that hard work equals pain, it will stop you every single time. So there's something very important you need to do. You have to retrain your mind. Up until now, what have you taught it? That feels good, and effort feels hard. So whenever you're given a choice, your mind automatically moves toward comfort. But if you change that pattern, your mind will change too. How? With one simple rule: the reward system. Every time you complete a difficult task, give yourself a reward. It can be small, but it has to be immediate. Like, you worked for 30 minutes. Take a 5-minute break. You finished a workout. Play your favorite song. You stayed focused. Mentally acknowledge it. I did that. These small actions create a connection in your brain. Hard work equals reward. And when this connection repeats again and again, your mind stops seeing effort as painful and starts seeing it as rewarding. And that's where behavior begins to change. But reward alone isn't enough. There's another powerful technique: habit stacking. Your mind resists new habits, but it easily follows existing ones. So why not attach a new habit to an old one? For example, if you drink tea every morning, decide, right after I finish my tea, I'll work for 10 minutes. Now you're not starting something new. You're just adding a small step to something that already exists. And that's why it works, because your brain has already accepted that pattern. You're just adding a new layer to it. And over time, that new behavior becomes automatic. That's the real power systems. You don't force, you design. But there's something else that quietly destroys your focus. And most people ignore it. You think you can multitask. You think you can handle multiple things at once. But the truth is, your brain can't. Every time you switch your attention, a part of your mind gets stuck behind. This is called attention residue. It means when you move from one task to another, your full focus doesn't transfer. A part of your attention stays with the previous task. And that's why you can work for hours and still not feel productive, because your mind is never fully focused. And when focus breaks, progress breaks too. So, if you truly want to train your mind, you need to do one thing: single tasking, one task at a time, with full energy, with complete focus. Because when your mind focuses like a laser, that's when it becomes powerful. And that's where you separate yourself from average. But even after understanding systems and learning all these techniques, there's still one thing left: the deepest thing, the thing that decides whether you stay consistent or not. Your identity, how you see yourself, because what you do is a result of who you believe you are. Your actions don't change first. Your identity changes, and your actions follow. Now think about it. If you see yourself as someone who procrastinates, who can't focus, who lacks discipline, what will your mind do? It will prove that identity right. Every single time. You will try, but deep inside, a voice will say, "That's not who you are. You can't do this." And slowly, you fall back into the same pattern. But if you change your identity, everything changes. Understand this difference. One person says, "I'm trying to study." Another says, "I'm someone who studies every day." It sounds like a small difference, but the impact is huge. The first person is still struggling. The second one has already become that person. And your mind always works according to who you believe you are. So, if you truly want to change, don't focus on what you want to do. Decide who you want to become. When you tell yourself, "I'm disciplined," "I'm someone who does hard things," your mind starts trying to maintain that identity, and then your decisions begin to change. You don't try to change your behavior. You naturally start choosing the right actions, because now it's who you are. But identity doesn't change just by saying it. It changes through proof. You have to give your mind evidence through small actions. Every time you do something right, even a little, you strengthen your new identity. And every time you skip, you strengthen the old one. So, you don't need to be perfect. You need to be consistent. Small actions, repeated again and again. That's what changes you. And slowly, your mind accepts the new identity. And then, you don't need to push yourself anymore. You simply do what you become. That's real freedom. But there's still one more problem. Because life isn't always perfect. There will be days when you feel completely drained, when you don't feel like doing anything, when you just want to quit everything. And that's where the real test begins. Because the truth is, no one stays motivated every single day. No one is perfect every day. There will be days when your body feels tired, your mind doesn't work, and you feel like quitting everything. And that's the exact moment where most people give up. They tell themselves, "I couldn't do it today. It's fine, I'll start tomorrow." But that tomorrow is what slowly ruins their life. Because success doesn't come from one big decision. It comes from small decisions, the ones you make every single day. And when you skip even one day, the problem isn't just that day. The real problem is you broke the pattern. So, you need to understand one simple rule. Never break the chain. No matter what happens. You don't stop completely. You don't go to zero. If you can't work for an hour, work for 10 minutes. If you can't do 10 minutes, do 2 minutes. If you can't do a full workout, just do 1 push-up. But do something. Because when you take even a small action, on your worst days, you send a signal to your mind. I'm someone who doesn't quit. And that signal protects your identity. That's what makes you different. But there's something else. Very few people understand. When you keep working consistently, in the beginning, you don't see results. You try, but nothing seems to change. And your mind says, "See, it's pointless." And that's where people quit. But that's actually the stage where real progress is happening. Think of it like this. A man is breaking a rock. He keeps hitting it 10 times, 20 times, 50 times, but nothing happens. An average person would quit, but he doesn't stop. He hits it again and again, and on the 100th strike, the rock finally breaks. Now the question is, did the rock break only because of the 100th hit? No, it broke because of the 99 hits. You couldn't see. That's exactly how life works. Your effort doesn't show at first, but it's building underneath. And if you quit halfway, all that effort goes to waste. That's why consistency is the most important skill. Not perfection, but there's another level, a level very few people reach. Because at that level, you don't work based on motivation anymore. You work from an inner drive, and that's where real transformation happens. Now, you don't wait for motivation. You don't wait for the right mood. You take action, because that's who you become. And when you reach this level, something strange happens. The work that once felt heavy now feels easy. The effort that once felt painful now feels normal. Why? Because your mind has changed. Its wiring has changed. It doesn't stop you anymore. It pushes you forward. And that's the stage where people start to stand out. Others look at you and say, "How does he get so much done? How is he so disciplined?" But the truth is, there's no magic here. It's just a system. It's just understanding how your mind works. And once you understand that, you don't need anything external. You become your own motivation. But now, the question isn't whether all of this is possible. The real question is, what will you choose? Will you go back to the same place where you make plans every day and break them yourself, where you know what to do, but still don't do it? Oh, will you become the person who understands their mind and takes control of it? Because the truth is, your mind will either be your master or your servant. There's nothing in between. If you don't control it, it will control you, and then you'll always choose what's easy, what's comfortable, what feels safe, and years later, you'll still be standing exactly where you are today. But if you decide today to take control of your mind, everything can change. You can start small, just 5 minutes, just one small action. But that one small action will build your new identity, and that identity will change your entire life. Remember, you already have the strength inside you to do anything difficult. You just need to understand your mind and make it work for you, because the day you master your mind, no one can stop you. And if this made sense to you, if you realize that you're not the problem, your system is, then don't just leave it here. Don't keep this to yourself. There are so many people out there who are still blaming themselves, who think they're weak, when the truth is something else. So, if this resonated with you, make sure you like this video, so this message can reach more people. And if you truly want to change, comment below, "I am the master of my mind." Because when you write it, you're not just saying it, you're accepting your new identity. And if you want to learn more powerful ideas like this, things that can genuinely change your life, hit subscribe, because here, you won't just get motivation, you will get systems. And remember, this isn't just a video, it's the beginning of a life you finally control.